What's up, everybody? It's your favorite jail supervisor's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Perfect Effect Warden. A lot of people have asked me to take a look at this thing. I've had it, and I've dreaded this moment, but it seems as though it is upon us. There's going to be a lot of cuts. I'm going to go over the add-on set too. So it's this is going to be my epic masterpiece. Look, man, I'm getting ready to film my most epic review ever. Okay, all right, look, I'm going to do Perfect Effect Wardens, I'm going to do all three modes, and then I'm going to do the add-on kit over top of it. I'm going to transform it smoothly, with no issues. I'm taking this thing to war. It's going to be epic. So epic, I'm thinking about composing a score and getting like a symphony or a band or something to play the score. Who am I going to use? I'll call you back. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There's going to be a lot of cuts because I want this thing to move along quickly. I don't want to take up 45 minutes of your time, but we'll see if I can do it in anything less. So let's talk about accessories. We'll add them on into Super Robot mode as we go. So make sure that the backpack is up in this position. It kind of puts that little joint there behind the head, and that these two pieces are kind of sitting up on his shoulders, and you can go ahead and remove those two pieces. They plug into pegs on each side. These are kind of accessories. I think they come on in the packaging. Take these little tabs here. They're tight. Get them down. And then take them and plug them in to there on both sides. Now, you take this accessory, which has a whole bunch of moving pieces, and we'll kind of talk about them as we use them, but make sure that it looks somewhat like this. With this white piece tucked in, the green translucent piece wrapped around, and this piece flipped down. And what you want to do is put this on here, and then just kind of make sure she's locked in. I think that's right. And then you can articulate these treads however you want, to go kind of comic book related with her, kind of up, or you can tuck them around on the back side as you please. Take this piece, has the same kind of detailings throughout. We'll talk about that when we get into robot mode. Remove the head, it just makes your life easier. There's two tabs here. They plug into two ports on top of the shoulders. Easy for me to say. There we go. And then close these pieces down. Plug the head in. And then lastly, take your missile launchers. There's two different types. There's this kind with the port in the middle and the kind with the port on the end. And then you just, they're on a ball peg here. Got red paint in there, turquoise there, and then the silver gun metal finish, which is nice. And then you just plug them into the ports kind of as you see fit. And I think that you can get them, yeah. So that's pretty cool. If you use like the one with the middle peg at the bottom, and then you can use the one with the top peg on the top by rotating on the ball peg to the bottom, so that you can have them like doubled up like that. Take this piece, which is like a separate little gun unit, and you can go to the back and plug it in here, and then wrap it around so that that is taken care of. So he comes with this huge gun. I believe that when it comes in the box, it comes like that. We have all sorts of paint. This metallic silver finish here, the red there, the blue metallic finish. Very, very nice. The red, like pearlescent paint up in there, and then the black glossy kind of finish there. I think that's just plastic, but it has that like sheen to it. And then you take this part and fold it back. And then you have that handle up and this handle up, which is on a ball peg. And then you take it and you put it in his hands. And this can be a bit of a bear, but it's not too bad given what the weight of this figure actually is. Now, it is a bit problematic, all this stuff, because it does, you know, start to get in its own way a bit. But the nice thing is, if you're having issues displaying, let's back her out a bit. They had the foresight to give you a stand. Perfect Effect PE in there. Comes with this piece. You just slide it in. Underneath, there's an open slot, and you can kind of use it to center his weight. Now you've got a Warden on a stand, all armored up, and the only piece I'm left with is this. I'm sure it slides in somewhere, but it's been a while since I've messed with this guy, and I'm just not sure. But that's that. So let's talk about the figure. Action figure wise, this is probably the best transforming toy ever made. We'll talk about, you know, what's sacrificed to do that, but the action figure element of this thing is insane. So the headmaster, which we can go ahead and show you how that works right now. So the legs come out like this, and the arms come out like that. And that's this guy, and the little back part covers up the face just enough to kind of make it a robot in disguise, so to speak. They're on little ball pegs here for the elbows. They will come off, not like in a bad way, just like they won't break. The ball peg won't break, it'll snap. But it doesn't work as a ball peg, it only works as a hinge, getting you into 90 degrees. The shoulder has a bit of a hinge here, probably on a ball peg also, and then a swivel. And then the legs are on ball pegs, T-jointed ball pegs, and they go out to there. So not much to complain about. Up to there. Knees are on a hinge to there. We have, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's red light piping, and it actually is a pretty good job. And then the silver finish there, and then the red paint there, and then the gunmetal finish there. And that's him. And we'll go ahead and put him back into head mode so that we can talk about the articulation on this fella. So that plugs in there. You get nothing at that connection, but the smart thing is it comes down to a ball peg, so you get the neck forward there. It doesn't get a whole lot, and the head will pop off, but it gets to there, back to there, and then you get the swivel. There's a little bit of character in there, I'll admit, but it's not perfect, but it's fine. You know, I don't think you'll feel necessarily limited, and the look is so good that it kind of makes up for it. Shoulders, they're on a hinge here at the shoulder. That gets you up to there, and then this is on a swivel here. Very well toleranced on both sides, and there's a hinge there getting you a little bit of a butterfly joint, if you can see that hinge. So hinge, swivel. Very nice. Gunmetal finish there, red paint there, silver paint there, red paint there. All good. And look at the paint inside that joint, Mac. Come on. Bicep swivel. You get a single jointed elbow, it looks like, but it gets you all the way to there, so that's nothing to complain about. And then we have the red paint there. Different use of plastics to break up the color, so that's all pretty smart. And then the blue metallic paint there. For the wrist, you got a little bit of a hinge up and down. You got the swivel that's really tight, a little squeaky. And then you got the fingers there on a pin base knuckle, getting you open and closed, which I'm A-okay with. Articulation, the same on the other side. And in the chest, we have this translucent piece here over what looks like silver paint to me. That gets you that effect. That looks cool. The red paint up inside the chest, the turquoise paint on the upper chest, and then the gold paint inside the chest. Gold paint right there, Mac. For what? For what reason? None. Just to look good. That's what I'm talking about. Down here we got this turquoise paint there, and we got this gray finish on these two pieces, and that all looks good. And it gets you a ratcheted waist swivel and ab crunch. And for the ab crunch, you get about 2 clicks down, and you can limbo as far as you want them to. So that's pretty cool. For the pelvis part, we have waist flaps. We have flaps here and here, and here and here, and there, to get you your universal joints down here, which are ratcheted front and back, but not side to side. Get you all the way up to there, forward to there, and then it comes out to a knee, which is on a single hinge, but it gets you 90 degrees, so nothing to complain about there. switch it back to there in case you were curious. Thigh swivel's built into the universal. We got silver finish here on this knee pad, which does look a little too big for the figure, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. The upgrade set is a little involved, so I don't know if I'll be reviewing that or not, but I do have it. Maybe I'll just give you my thoughts on it at the end. And then we have, let's see, all sorts of paint. We got this red paint there, silver paint there, gunmetal finish there, blue metallic finish there, blue metallic finish on the feet. The feet themselves are on ball joints. The ball goes into the foot, and it gets you the tilt and the rocker, and then you got a little bit of a heel tilt or toe tilt for your liking. Turquoise paint inside there. So action figure wise, I mean, there's so much that you can do with this thing. It's sick. Like, it just, I mean, it displays and it plays, you know, like a Figwarts or something, or Chijoken, but it doesn't, but it transforms, you know. It's just, it's a really well-made action figure in that regard. All right, let's torture ourselves. So you can leave the backpack off for now. It just makes things easier. And then fold the hands in, or say our favorite way, right? Isn't this our favorite way to fold hands in? Open this up like that. Take the head off. Bring the arms up like this, and then like this. And what this does is it allows this piece to connect to that piece, and that piece to connect to that piece, that piece to that piece. So now let's get a better look, shall we? Boom. Open up this butt flap. Turn the legs outward so that they're like this, and then you can turn these feet. I thought they went all the way, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. No, I must be wrong. So fold the feet in. Come to this piece, which is the backpack minus the face part, right? Just a point of reference, minus this bit. And you got to take out this piece here, which I just did, and I'll probably will have a hard time finding it. And then close that part up, and it should, there, like that. Now this is where trouble comes into paradise. Now I'm taking this play right out of my brother T2RX6's playbook. For those who don't know T2RX6, he's probably one of the best reviewers when it comes to transformations. Probably him and Broman. What he advised in his video, and I am a big advocate of, is to line up this part of the knee, which connects to this part, and then this part that connects to this part, and do one leg at a time. So we'll start with this one over here, and let's see, it might, yeah, I think it's like this. Yes. So let's give it a shot. Alright, that went right in. And then once you have one, then it's a bit easier to get the other, but it's still not the most enjoyable thing in the world. But that's it. And that is firmly in place, as you can see. What the instructions have you do is fold this piece and this piece together first, and then try to connect it to that. It becomes a nightmare, I can tell you from experience. Now that you have it connected, fillet it open like this and tuck this piece inside. Make sure that this is pretty much straight out, and this is extremely frustrating, but try to hold it together here. And I'm not sure if, I feel like that one's sitting better, but you want to fold it on top of itself while keeping this black hook thing straight, and hope and pray I've got it lined up perfectly, and that is it. And I can tell you that is the smoothest I've ever gotten it to go. And the key is connecting this piece to this first and then keeping this black clip there completely straight out at 90 degrees. And you should have your tank. But we're not quite out of the woods yet, folks. So take your rocket launchers, the one with 3 tabs. Make sure that this tab is facing the inside, like it's closer to the inside of the rocket launcher. And hope and pray for the best, I suppose. And you're going to tab into here and here, and that solidifies. Oof. It went in so easily that time. I don't quite know what to say. Try your best to carefully move that piece out and plug this piece into it. Yeah. Now bring, this sucks, by the way. It's a tight joint. Oh boy. And what you want to do is have this in position and then move this toe piece back while lining this one up to kind of solidify it, and it's eating me up. And the main problem are my feet aren't lined up perfectly, and there's not a lot of margin for error. Alright, that's not perfect, it ain't right, but let's see if it'll work. So, in a perfect world, this would still be together. Don't breathe. Do the same on this one. You need the right piece. Tab to the inside. And it came undone. Great googa mooga. See, if this was a swivel instead of a ball joint, it would have made life a bit easier. Alright, see, this top piece there isn't in perfectly, but I'm not messing with it anymore. That's just going to have to be good enough. Take your headmaster and sit him in. He's got to kind of there. And then close these up. Shoo! Oh man, of course I forgot a piece. Alright. So this piece plugs in here. Alright. And then these pieces close up over top. Whew. Last challenging thing. Fold that green piece up. Take your face. Take this little clip that we took out. Clip that on to the bar there. And then that, so that this flat piece is down, that tab goes into that slot. Oh, Lord. I don't like this either, I'll tell you. And I lost the back piece. There. And then fold that up. Now I'll plug this back in. Alright folks, so the bad news is this sucks too. Attaching the gun, you want to put this tab or whatever into there. And it just kind of sits there. Now, I'm not sure if you could see, I already had this one in there on the other side. But you want to have this, and you want to put that into the middle one, and then into the bottom one. It's a pain. I'm going to give it a couple tries. I've tried already a couple times, and the front piece fell off, so I'm not going to be putting too much effort into this because I've just about had it. The white pieces, they don't really hold on that well anyway. That's kind of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of work, effort, and kind of frustration that this transformation involves, this is not worth it. I still don't have this piece connected anywhere. I don't know where it goes, and at this point, I don't care. I just, like, it looks fine, I guess. You know what I mean? He folds on top of himself, and he sits on an accessory with an accessory on top. So, and all the frustrating stuff that you have to do to get there is not worth the lack of ingenuity in order to make this thing really work. Do you know what I mean? It's impressive in the sense that there's lots of different colors and shapes and stuff, but the actual engineering is not really that impressive. Color-wise and stuff, the paint, I feel like it looks fine. I feel like it looks a little sloppier maybe in this mode than in robot mode because it's just kind of colors everywhere. But yeah, these treads move, these rubber treads move. That's a nice touch. You know, it gets ate up on my sheet here, but you know, it's just, I'm just not sure if this. I mean, let's get a look at this thing. Let's go Spike Lee on him. I'm just not sure if this is worth what it takes to get there. Like, I'll ask you guys, like, if you had this guy, would you ever put him in like display him in this mode? Seriously? If the answer is no, and you haven't tried, I don't advise starting now. It's not that it's bad, it's just not worth it. Let's start getting it into head mode. Take all this nonsense off. Just, it'll fall off with very little effort, so. Oh, there, that one stuck pretty good. Okay, straighten this back out. Take your feet, open up this stuff here, and you want to kind of make sure that flip this piece around, and you want to kind of extend the heel, and then have it so it's like that. I believe. Does that make sense? You got a good look at that. So same on the other side. Open all this up. Take this part. Flip it around that way. And fold the heel. There. Jesus. See, that's not right here. It's got to, there. That's it. Take this piece off. Fold these pieces around. These black pieces. So that these tabs here, the slots or whatever, these holes are towards the back. And then you pull these pieces forward. And we'll set this to the side. Actually, open this up here. And now you should be good. So at this point, you want to set yourself up for success. And the best way to make sure that you do that is just remember that the top piece rotates, the bottom piece rotates, and then the flaps here rotate as well. When it's all said and done, and this piece is tabbed in, it should look like this. When you fold it up, and keep this piece out of the way for now. When you fold it up, let's make sure I got this. Yeah, alright, when you fold it up, when you rotate the thigh to the inside, so that the knee is towards the inner thigh, and you rotate the universal joint up, and bend the knee back, the foot should be facing you. So that's like your checkpoints to make sure that you did it correctly. Like, that's right. Now what you do, you can go ahead and try to connect this now. There's a good chance that it's not going to stay connected. Bring it down here and plug it in. There's a way to you can put the headmaster standing straight up and down inside the face. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm kind of at the end of my rope. What you got to do is you got to move the legs inside, and everything starts kind of tabbing together, and the feet tab into the side of the face here, along with 1,000 other things, it seems. That's good. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now I would fold these down. Alright, in your final parts forming stage, take your gun, make sure the barrel's in. You got tabs and ports here and here and there and there. This one, that one, and that one. And then just cross your fingers. If you got a god, pray to it. That is the easiest. I know I've only done it twice, but that's definitely the easiest it's ever happened for me. And this is the head. And this looks fantastic. And apparently you can mount it to your G1 and all that. I don't have a G1 Fort Max. I haven't decided if I'm getting the Titan Wars one yet. If I do, I probably won't try it because I don't care. But I might. This is the same type of thing. It's just a big pain in the ass. But the eyes look great. The face sculpt is wonderful. All the details and stuff. It looks very like Studio Ox-ish almost. Very Japanese, do you know what I mean? Just in design, which is very cool. I think I would have liked it if the eyes were outlined in black. It looks like there's room for it, but they're just not. But this is cool. Not sure if it's worth it, but it's cool. Alright, now let's put on these add-on feet. So, take the foot and spin it, and bring the toe down 90 degrees. Take this piece, it comes in the box like this, fold this up, make sure this black part is up as well. Take this piece here, these black pieces, make sure that they go up in that slot up in there. Once that's done, you can close this piece around it and then close the foot, which tabs into 2 slots, which you will see when you do it. And that's one done. Let's do the other real quick. Take this is how it comes in the box, so that's even better. Open that up. Open that up. Take the foot, turn it around, bring the toe down, put that up in there. My camera battery's on the verge of dying. Hopefully it'll stay with us to at least get this part done, and then I'll charge it. And that's that. And that's the Mega Feet. Now, the Mega Feet look a little silly and disproportionate to the bot in this mode. But when we're going to see how it affects it in a super armor mode. Let's talk about the other elements that come in the upgrade set. You get this gun, which is tremendous. It looks, as far as my mind's eye anyway, it looks appropriate to the comic book gun. And then it has this like, what? Come on now. Great stuff. Red paint there, red paint there. You got this metallic fleck finish in the gunmetal plastic. Red paint there, silver paint there. This black sheen plastic there. It actually might be a finish with the turquoise scope inside. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful accessory. You also get this piece, which connects to your existing stand. So let's see how this goes. Like that, I guess. Something like that. Yeah, like that. And then you plug the whole thing into there, which accounts for the size difference, so you could still use the stand. Smart, clever, I like it. I like stuff like that. And then just to go over this knee pad fully, you get this thing and you can open it up and then fold this out, spin it around. You can tuck the handle in there while you're there. and then you can hold that as a gun. I wouldn't, but you can do that. And then if you don't do that, these are the knee pad replacements, if you want to use the knee pad replacements, which we'll talk about here in just a second. You can open up these here, unscrew them. That unscrews a knee pad, which you can remove these knees and you can add this knee onto it. The nice thing is the red gives you those extra guns looking things on the leg, which is a cool look. The problem is that this piece is die cast, this piece is not, and I just can't swap it out. I just don't have it in me to swap it out. I love the weight of this figure, and I don't want to change that. So I'll get him super armored up. We'll do some size comparisons, then we'll do some final thoughts and get out of here. And there he is with leader class. Leader class, of course, is Ultra Magnus, and he's standing straight up and down because this leader class $45 figure has no ankle rocker on him. But Fort Max is in a little bit of an A stance, so keep that in mind. A Voyager, Hasbro Voyager, Hasbro Deluxe, and then the Make Toys Legends to kind of give you an idea of what he would look like with some more than ECI characters. So I think he's still a little small, to be quite honest. I feel like he should be closer to Ultra Magnus' size in terms of fitting your more than ECI kind of look. But with the upgrade set, maybe that will fix that. Okay, so that size feels much better, wouldn't you agree? I think I'll put the other size comparison right before this one so we can just look at it, you know, back to back. But that definitely feels more appropriate. That feels good. Final thoughts. There's a lot to say here. The big problem here initially is size. Yeah, he doesn't quite size right for the other collections, so therefore he won't size right for your collection. So you have to get the upgrade kit. And the upgrade kit kind of puts it in a bit of a pickle because the upgrade kit doesn't make it proportionately feel 100% correct unless you use the super robot mode, which still doesn't make it feel 100% correct, but it probably puts it at about 60-75% correct. But then you lose a lot of articulation, both from super robot mode and from the upgrade kit. You lose ankle rocker. You lose, I mean, not fully, but you lose a good portion of it. You lose shoulder articulation because the super robot mode locks down the hinges. So that's all problematic, taking away from one of its key components, which is how good the action figure element of it is. Other negatives are this backpack. I wish it actually tabbed back in to the back of the robot. It just would have made it feel more secure. It does as you're manipulating, it does come apart and move around. And that's pretty much my biggest complaints there. Also, that the upgrade kit wise, that in order to use this, which would break up the sculpt nicely and the color nicely, you lose the die cast, which is like, for what then? The other problem, obviously, are the transformations. You know me, I don't have a problem with parts forming. Doesn't bother me in the least. If it works, it works. The problem with this guy in terms of parts forming is that the parts forming element is the biggest problem in terms of enjoying the transformation. It's just not fun. It's a pain. It's like, it feels more like a model kit that you're putting together rather than a toy that you're transforming, and that's just, I don't think that's what people want. It's certainly not what I want. And then the modes themselves, I'm not sure how accurate the mode is, the tank mode, to his IDW tank mode, but in my head it doesn't even feel that accurate. In the transformation itself, for all the beauty of the paint and the beauty of the sculpt and the beauty of the way that the pieces kind of move here, the transformation is simple. You know what I mean? It's like action. It's like the movie clips, right? It's like there's no real thought there. All the thought comes into making the parts forming pieces hold the thing together, which is just, you know, it's a bummer. It would have been okay if it all worked smoothly, but it doesn't. It's a nightmare. So those are my big issues with this guy. Positives wise though, the sculpt is beautiful. I mean, it's spectacular. The paint, top shelf, probably top 5 painted figures I've ever seen from a third-party company, and that's something I've come to expect from Perfect Effect. I mean, they don't slouch on their paint. I mean, Leonidas was the same way. Leonidas has a ton of issues, in my opinion, in terms of actually enjoying him, but the paint is just, it's magnificent. And the same thing kind of goes here. The materials, par for the course with Perfect Effect, top shelf, top notch, good use of die cast, good use of plastics, good use of ratchets, good use of hinges, good use of ball joints, good use of the rubber for the treads. The only ball joints I don't like are the ball joints that are in the missile pods, because it just makes the parts forming element more of a pain when you're trying to transform them into the different modes. So the question at the end of the day is, do I recommend him? And I don't know, man. He's awfully expensive. I'll say this. I'm happy I have him, but I also I got him as a Christmas gift, I believe, from my wife. I'm pretty sure from my wife. If you run into me at a show and we're both there, don't mention that I'm not 100% sure that she's the one who got it for me, but I'm pretty sure. Let's go with her. I mean, what's the chances of you running into like another family member or buddy of mine that would have got it for me for Christmas? In which case you could say that and put me in a pickle. So let's just go with my wife. 100%. I'm sold on it. She got it for me, definitely. So I'm happy that it was a gift. And then therefore I'm happy to have him in my collection. But if I had spent my hard-earned money on both him and the upgrade set, and then kind of got this thing which is like beautiful and at the same time doesn't function as much as you'd like it to, I'm not sure I'd be happy. So do I recommend him? You know what? Let's change the game a little bit here, folks. I recommend you put him on a Christmas list. How's that work? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.
So did you win the war?
Did you win the war?
I'm pretty sure it beat me.